Alright, for my tech update, I'm going to be talking about augmented reality, where it's going in the future, and how it's going to become more commonplace for the average person. So to start, I'm going to explain what our augmented reality is briefly. It's just an interactive experience that takes a real-world environment and enhances it. So it has a broad range of uses from practical to recreational. A more practical use is instant language translation. So you could scan over a foreign sentence or paragraph that you can read or understand, and it'll be able to translate it into your primary language, as opposed to using something like Google Translate, where you have to type it all in. So that's very convenient. There's location uses. So if you're in a location you're not very familiar with, you could, say, scan a store or a restaurant, and it can bring up ratings or information about that place. And then on the more recreational side, you have a lot of potential for games. The most popular one that I'm sure a lot of people have heard about is Pokemon Go, where it takes a real-world environment and creates these virtual Pokemon that you can interact with. So AR is becoming extremely popular in the last few years. As of 2015, there was an estimated 2.5 billion AR app downloads, and in the industry, $1.5 billion of revenue generated. So this is definitely starting to take its foot in the tech industry. So how exactly does it work? There are two types, which include marker-based and marker-less. So marker-based AR is based around the concept of target recognition. So once a physical target is recognized, a virtual object is then embedded on it and displayed on the screen. One of the more popular marker-based AR apps right now is Popcode, where developers create these Popcode physical objects that people can scan, and then graphical information is then displayed on the screen once the scanning is verified, which is pretty cool. And then marker-less AR relies on the GPS on your phone, and it will display information relative to your current location. This is useful for displaying real-time information, like I talked about earlier, with restaurants and stores. As opposed to actually scanning the physical object, it can take your GPS coordinates and give you the information from that. So the adoption of augmented reality, it's still something that's not super familiar for a lot of people. You don't hear people talking about it as much as, say, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and that's because there are several barriers that need to be crossed before it's become as popular as, say, smartphones or internet uses for everyone here. So, like I said earlier, public awareness is a big thing. A lot of people don't even know what AR is yet, so there needs to definitely be more advertisement about it and just word of mouth about its uses. Practicality, people aren't going to want to use it if it's not popular, or practical, I should say. If they don't have any realistic uses, if they think it's just something that's cool but not, necessary to use, then they're not going to want to use it. And then privacy issues. With every new form of technology these days that come out, there's always the issue and concern about privacy. People get suspicious of how this new technology could potentially infiltrate their privacy, so people definitely need to be educated on the facts, and developers need to be trusted on not, taking any information or data from a person that they don't have the right to access.